Hi, we're going to talk today about loudspeaker height. What a fascinating subject. And it comes from Sam in Corsicana, Texas. I should look some of these up on a map because I don't know where any of these places are. Anyway, Sam says, as many of us have monitor speakers, or bookshelves, I suppose, what's the proper height for these? Can speakers on short speaker stands work well, or even shorter tower units? Can they be tilted back, or should they be raised vertically to get the proper image? Well, that's a good question, and there are a couple of good answers to that. In general, I think you don't want to tilt the speakers back to get the proper angle for a couple of reasons, and which we'll go into in a sec. I think the answer that you're looking for is that you want to raise the height up to about ear level on the tweeter. I think that's kind of important, and that's pretty much where you'd want to go with that. But having said that, let's look at why. If you take a pair of speakers and you push them down close to the floor or lower like that, and then you tilt them up, you'll now point the tweeter at your ears, which is okay, but you change the dynamics of everything else in the room. So we hear an amalgam of a speaker in a room. When I play a loudspeaker, everything in that room affects the way it sounds, how close it is to the floor, how close it is to the ceiling, to the sidewalls, what the coverings are, the size of the room itself. And if it's too close to the floor, then you're going to get a lot of floor bounce relative to ceiling bounce. If you put it up at the proper angle where it was likely designed to be used, then I think you'll get a much better image, and it will work a lot better for you. Having said that, there are a number of tweaks we can do, like tilting the speaker back, that are often recommended. So I have recommended on a number of times to, if you have a problem with something beaming a little bit too much, a little bit too hot in the top end, or you're not getting the kind of depth you want, one of the tricks you can do is take a CD and tilt your speaker back just a little bit with the CD. We're not talking much. Now that's going to take it off axis from your ears just a little bit, figuring that they're at the right height. And it will give you this airier feel to the sound. Too much back, it's going to be too laid back, too far away. But just a little bit can often take the point source of that tweeter, laser firing into your ears, and pull it up a little bit so it's just slightly off axis. And that can be really good for people. But in the same way, if the speaker's too low and you point it up so that the tweeters are pointing at your ears, you have other things going on, like the room, like the way that the secondary driver interacts with the higher frequencies of it interact with you. And I just don't think it's a great idea. I've never had a lot of success with that. So my basic advice to you is, spend the time, spend the money to get the stands at the right height. Do what you can to lift those speakers up unless they've specifically been designed otherwise. And I think you'll have a much better experience. Thanks for the question, and I hope it helped. All right. Bye-bye.